Hello guys, Survive Live. So today we have our scouting versus Magma. We actually battled Magma in about half an hour, so and we only had a day to prep, so this was not rushed, but I mean it was kind of rushed, at least with some of the stuff, but I have a good idea of what I want to use. So first, steel. She uses a really stally kind of steel with protect on all of her bulky mons and Celesteela, Ferrothorn, and Heatran. And then defensive scissor. The other stuff was super standard that I didn't really need to cite. Like Skarmory and stuff like that. Skarmory and Scarf Extra Drill. There's no that's on every steel team. Fairy, she uses a fairy team that I pass around a bunch, but I think she changed one of the she changed the Coco to Life Orb so she doesn't have to actually predict. Because we usually use Specs. I usually use Specs Coco. Sometimes I change around the set, but I like Specs in general. Diancie is Rock's HP Fire, Banded Tapu Bulu, Calm Mind Clefable. Ground, she has a Camel Ground. It's just the one that Solo built with Dragonium Chomp, Knockoff Landorus, Mega Camrupts with Stealth Rock, Scarf Drill, and AV Side and Stone Abandoned Mambo. And then she has another standard. This is the same that I'm gonna same one that I have as well because I passed it around. Water, she has an SS water. She doesn't really use water that much at all. She just had a water, and it was just standard build, just Keldeo over a Azumarill. So it's Pelipper. I think it was Mega Sharpedo actually. I mean, not Sharpedo. It was Mega Pert Rain, but no Azumarill, and I had a Keldeo over it. So normal, she used Bolt Beam Fire P2 with Toxic Chansey, Banded Diggersby, Scarf Ditto. I don't really know what happiness. I'm assuming it was Min. It's probably, I don't know. It's probably max happiness, but she might change it for tournaments and stuff. Psychic, I know she has one of Harpreet's balanced teams. I think that Imka used in ULC or something. I couldn't find a replay, but I remember her showing, because we're all in the same chat, and I see all the stuff that she uses and stuff. And I remember her showing that she had it, but she doesn't use it often at all. I still wanted to cite it and not bring it. Most of the teams I have are going to beat it down anyway, and I could probably outplay. For example here, it loses the ground. Fairy I can outplay, normal I can outplay. Psychic is really hard for that Psychic to do it. Dragon, I mean, it uses Mega Lottie Dragon as well. Actually, I might change. No, because it's Spadef on this. It's special. Okay, so she uses a Mega Lottie Dragon with two Scarfers, Scarf Cura in black and Scarf Latios. Stored Power. Latios, Bolt, Stored Power. Though I don't know if I haven't showed any normal in my replays, because that's what I'm thinking about bringing. And I don't think she'd bring the really gay set, the one that just gets walled by every dark type in the game. But then again, I might bring something like that just because I don't use dark. So most of the types I use don't really have a dark type, aside for water. So yeah, Bug, she uses Mega Hera. It's Mega Hera, Scarf Buzzwole, / Galvantula, Bandit Scizor, Firium, Quiver Dance, Volcarona. Ghost, she's used this a couple times versus Bluxio and Arkin. It's more of a counter team for the Psychic, which I can see her bringing because it does do fairly well versus water as well as Psychic, which I like to use. Ice uses Ninetales offense with lead Mammo, though she changed the Mammo set one time to Bandit or something to counter team normal, and actually ended up winning that game because of that. Life Orb Sandslash, Specs Lapras, Scarf Kyurem. She uses Bits Grass, which has Scarf Bulu and Scarf Rotom Leaf, whatever Rotom. That Rotom form. She uses that Rotom Cut. Yeah, because the Pokemon Cypher. I remember that. She also has Julio's Grass team. That's SDZ Rockium, Bulu with Tailwind, Whimsicott, and then she has a Rock team, which I don't know if she'd bring that versus me considering what I like to use. It's just Mega Diancie off. I couldn't remember all the sets. I think it was AV Tar with Diancie and Balloon Omastar. I think it was a Cradily on it too, but I don't think she'd bring it. I just couldn't find out all the sets because she'd use it versus Dragon, got rocks up and clicked the Moonblast like 3 times, and then the dude forfeited. So I couldn't get too much from that replay. So what to bring? I couldn't really finish like my explanations. I'll explain it like verbally, but I couldn't type it out because we got the brackets like yesterday or something, and everybody was pressuring her in the chat to play. So I had to kind of get my scouting ready. So yeah, normal. I really felt like normal would be good. It does fairly well versus steel because I'm gonna bring Mega Pidgeot normal with superpower Diggersby just because she likes to use a lot of protect mons on her thing, and I don't want to have to make predictions around that. It's very hard to actually win versus steel when they protect on everything, so they can go into the right counter. Then you look at ground that she also like. It beats a lot of her mains as well. Ground. I mean, I have P2. Like I can just play around it. It's not too hard. Like ground is a matchup I don't want to get, but I don't think you'd bring ground versus a water main game 1, if I'm being honest. SS water beats it too. Like I mean, you have a Keldeo, but I have a Pidgeot, so and you don't have a hurricane switch in. Opposing normal, I just got outplay, honestly. I got a superpower Diggersby. I just gotta play it right, and we're good to go. Psychic, she doesn't use Psychic that much. Like it beats her big 4. Dragon, obviously, I beat. I even changed my Ditto to make it the mid happiness because I saw that she uses frustration. So yeah, normal. I think I'm leading off with Psychic. I really wanted to bring Starbreaker Mew because you look at her team. I'm actually packing. I have a Sloper on the team as well, so that really helps with the steel. With ground, it beats ground. Fairy, it's annoying, but I have like enough. I have a bulky Mew on the Mew can take on tap with Coco and outspeeds Bulu because she runs SC Life Orb, so I can outspeed that thing and throw a Wisp on it. Water, I take on normal. Like it just beats Starbreaker Mew beats all 4 of these really easily. Opposing ground, it just beats steel. Ground, I can outplay. Like you'll see, I'm gonna talk about like my game plan, but normal it beats, dragon it beats. This psychic team that uses it gets dominated. It has like only Latios as the switch in, and everything else just kind of gets tossed by earthquake. Bug, I can ground gets tossed. Ghost gets tossed because I can see her bringing Ghost to try and counter team me. Ice would be tough. Would be kind of tough, not gonna lie. And then Fairy, Fairy beats everything, but I'm actually gonna be packing Calm Mind Clefable, and I was gonna run Keyberry or like Fabiri Berry or something like that, but then I was like, let me run Grassy Seed because that's gonna boost my defense, and I can send that. I was thinking like the options when I would try and send in Clef to set up versus the type set I'm thinking she'd bring. And most of the time I'd go Bulu first and then into Klefki or into Clefable, so I definitely want that Grassy Seed. I'm running Foul Play on my Klefki as well because I do not want to send in my Clefable to check things when I have a Grassy Seed and I'll just end up wasting it. So yeah, because you look at Steel, she uses Protect. Taunt Trend is usually your way of beating Calm Mind Clefable. I'm even running Speed for... I'm actually speed creeping non-Brave or whatever it is. I think it's Brave. It's not Brave. It's one of those, but Celesteela. So I will outspeed Celesteela and I can kill that thing with a Fire Blast. And I will have a defense boost. And Celesteela does not 2-hit KO Clefable when it's at +1 defense. Ground, obviously a +1. I beat everything. Even Landorus is... if I get enough boost, I can beat down Landorus. Water to beat down easily. The SS doesn't have a fairy resist. Normal Calm Mind Clef is a huge strat. The only check is Chansey. Not Chansey. The only check is Chansey. Everything else gets tossed. I'm gonna get a defense boost and Ditto can copy me, but I'm just gonna Calm Mind up while it goes for moves or whatever, and then I'm gonna Moonblast when he has to switch out. So like, yeah, like Moonblast is 40% to Chansey at +6. All I need is 1 crit too on the right turn. I could kill it, and I'm gonna I have breakers on the team for normal anyway, so if I can kill Chansey, then Clefable just 6-0s easily. Dragon, I don't think I need to explain how bad a Calm Mind Clefable is with a defense boost versus Dragon is. So comments, let me just make this a little bit bigger so I can actually read it. Okay, So she's definitely improved because I did tutor her. She's definitely improved, and she's gotten a lot more types under her belt, and she has been building a lot more as well. She does panic when it comes to game time, and it's like it's easy. Like I feel like I can just outplay versus her. It's not like too big. Like when I saw her game versus what was it, Nilek or something? She almost threw the end game. Like Nilek could have taken advantage, but I guess he couldn't. I don't know. He definitely could have won that if he played that smart. So yeah, just choked away ending game. She also doesn't really make like aggressive plays, so that's why I wanted to bring a more offensive approach. I mean, I'd still have the Starbreaker Mew, but these are definitely more offensive teams. And then this thing has just a fat Calm Mind setter in the back, which I like to have on teams. And yeah, if I just play aggressive, I feel like I can just outplay versus her. So my plan, outplay. She's going to try and match a fish and bring like those lower tier types like the grass. Like Calm Mind Clef dominates grass, and she's going to bring like her only counters. That's why Fairy is so good, because she doesn't even use poison. Her only counters are steel and grass and ground, and they all get tossed by Clefable. And I use like, you know, Specs Coco plus Bandit Blue as well, so those things don't have switches either. Though ground would be annoying. I don't usually lose that, but it's still annoying to win, just because I don't have Scarf Bulu. And yeah, she's gonna try and fish for those grass water matchups, the ice. She can bring the ice, predicting my flying, because I've been using a lot of flying lately. Like even in my last seasonals games versus Ian, all his teams, he brought electric, he brought conversion, PZ normal, and he brought game 1. What did he bring game 1? Dragon. He brought Mega Lottie Dragon. So all of his teams shitted on flying because he did not want to get stalled out like I did versus PCM. So she's definitely going to go for those matchup picks, and you see that in a lot of her games, which she'll bring the lower tier types to try and get that. And our goal is just not to get caught by that, and just to bring stuff that wins and outplay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in, well, I mean, I'm going to battle in literally like 20 minutes or so. And yeah, I'll see. It'll be like the next day that will be uploaded. So I'll see you guys next time with the battles.